It's like you know what the WNBA is doing right?
The WNBA? What?
They're letting these bitches fight.
That's cool.
These cat fights are making this game really interesting.
I know.
It's almost like 1970s basketball.
Or like what's something that her as a teammate, like not something that's like on ESPN, but
dude, she's just goofy.
Yeah.
Like she's goofy. And like I think that's everyone expects her to be a certain way, and she is on the court, but like she's low-key a kid. Like she's 23 years old. Yeah. Like she's like my little cousin. You know what I mean? And so it's been fun just to kind of like see where she's at in her career and whatnot. But I promise you, she's like so chill. She doesn't care. She's always in sweats and a sweatshirt. Like she literally does not care.
Sophie Cunningham wasn't only an outspoken individual. She set fire to the WNBA. She assumed everything would go according to plan when she appeared on a podcast. However, what took place next? The referees were exposed by her. She made the league public. Above all, she spoke about Caitlin Clark in a way that no one else dared. This wasn't a publicity stunt. This was dangerously honest, unvarnished, and raw. Was it an act of bravery or a jab at the WNBA's traditional elite? The fans are divided over whatever it was. She is being referred to be a traitor by some and the Gen Z basketball hero by others. The most absurd aspect is that Arby's may be in the midst of all of this mayhem. Allow me to take you back to the very moment this podcast altered the course of history. Please share your ideas in the comment section before we get too deep. Even if you disagree or are angry, I'm still watching.
Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day. All right. The other day, my goodness, a couple of things have come out. Number one, how about her podcast? She's already got 122,000 views in one damn day. Caitlin Clark is not the face of the league. Of course she is. By the way, sometimes I've just got to say it. Sometimes I feel like she's the only player in the entire league that actually and truly has Caitlin Clark's back. I'm just keeping it real. Like, she's it. Now, I know there's other ones that we think have Caitlin Clark's back, but this one in particular, she
stated that the podcast was intended to contain lighthearted jokes, fast food references, and possibly a few spicier remarks, but Sophie had other ideas. She looked directly at the camera while discussing locker room vibes, social media pressure, and sponsorship partnerships when she declared, Caitlin Clark is the undisputed face of the WNBA. Then there was quiet, saying that in the current WNBA environment is like lighting a match in a fireworks store, and even the host blinked hard. The change in the air was palpable. The conversation began to blow up. Sophie wasn't finished when the comment section went into battle mode. And if you don't like that, maybe you're just scared of the new era, she continued, leaning in once again. Boom. Mic drop. The heat then arrived. Sophie did more than merely excite Caitlin. She targeted the WNBA's very organization. Do you believe Caitlin is receiving excessive attention? She is not to blame for that. The league is that. That is the selection of referees by the media. They act as though she is a villain. She is shoved, hacked, and nothing else happens. However, you inhale a veterinarian's breath. The internet went crazy. You had mysterious tweets from former players. ESPN analysts were working on emergency portions. Sophie wasn't being disparaging. A complete eclipse was brought by her. Then, Arby's occurred. In the middle of all the hot takes, Sophie made a joke. We may be making progress now if the league gave as much thought to referees as they do to Arby's advertisements. You may believe that to be innocuous.
Dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
You guys played at Iowa. Were you there for that game?
Yeah.
Was that a preseason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played against Brazil. Ooh, we should go to Brazil.
Chiefs play in Brazil week 1 against the Chargers.
No nonsense. Bravo with the you're dumb as shit. You're dumb as F if you think Caitlin Clark is not the face of the league, of course she is. By the way,
It's war when a player begins publicly disparaging the league's sponsorship priorities in a paid podcast. Arby's was reportedly unhappy. Ironically, their most viewed unpaid brand placement to date is the humor clip. Millions of views, no payment. Let's talk about free advertising. Now, some claimed Sophie was attempting to gain notoriety by becoming viral. Here's what, though, made it hit differently. She said it without grinning. It didn't make her laugh. I just want the league to be fair for Caitlin, for Aaliyah, for everyone, she remarked quietly. This league won't develop if we continue to control the spotlight.
I was gonna say it's
Dude,
gonna
here's my
sound like
thing.
you're making excuses.
And
if
I
you
get
guys
it
lost.
because if I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All
at
of
the
them.
most? Everything.
Like, it's just like they're just so
The hatred began to change to respect at that point because, whether you liked her or not, Sophie was real. Within seconds, podcast snippets became viral. Fans began to trend. Caitlin and Shuku were freed by Jackie Chucker. Sophie was the first to say it.
the country, like everyone's like, what is going on with refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not going to do shit.
Fuck yeah, that was a bar. That's a shirt.
Hot girls
Fine.
like to be fined.
Finding me $500 won't do shit. That's sick.
And then I'll get fined for that. And then I'll get fined for this. And then the
But then put
fines
it on a shirt.
continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where do the refs come from?
I don't know. Not all of them are bad.
I know.
There's actually a lot of solid, really good refs.
Do you have personal relationships with any of them?
Sexual? Like,
No. Well,
And the Phillies were wearing something wild, and I wanted to see what they were wearing, but I was like, it's the Fever, man. The Fever's got Sophie Chan, who, by the way, have you seen what she looks like?
The players remained silent. The podcast was not reposted by WNBA PR. The center of it all, Caitlin Clark, initially approved of the video before disliking it a short while later. When you are instructed to remain neutral, this is the classic move. However, the message was unambiguous. Something has changed. The WNBA has evolved beyond a simple game. It is a battlefield. Furthermore, Sophie may have just fired the first actual shot. This was more than simply Caitlin in the end. Sophie wasn't the only thing at stake. It concerned a clash between new school truth and old school control. It concerned a player who dared to speak what others were whispering. And it raised a single, urgent question for all of us. Now what? Because the fans won't remain silent the next time Caitlin gets hit without a whistle. No more. You can be sure that the entire league will be watching Sophie when she goes live again. She genuinely doesn't give a damn.